News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
Murder charges to be filed against a Poplar woman. Good morning, everyone. Montana Morning for Wednesday, April 27, 2016. It's going to be a beautiful day, a beautiful morning out there right now. Partly cloudy, 45 degrees, a 40% chance of rain, and a high pushing 60 today. After some rain yesterday, looks like a much more pleasant day today. Our newscast this morning, sponsored by Dig It Excavating, bringing 30 years of excavation excellence to every job. Call 214-4292. A prosecutor says a woman on a Montana Indian reservation will be charged with murder in the beating death of a 13-month-old girl. Fort Peck Tribe's Chief Prosecutor Scott Seifert said yesterday 42-year-old Janelle Red Dog could face additional charges at a later date. Red Dog's attorney Mary Zemyan said her client will plead not guilty during a court appearance. Zemyan has noted the baby's cause of death is still unclear. Red Dog is accused of beating to death Kensley Olson while the girl was under her care and then putting the body in a dumpster and reporting the girl missing. Tribal law allows for a maximum 3-year prison sentence on any one charge. Separate federal charges are also expected in the case. The baby's mother was in jail on unspecified allegations when the child died. It only took 2 hours for an unknown woman in Missoula to purchase over $10,000 in merchandise using stolen credit and debit cards. Missoula County Sheriff's Office Public Information Officer Brenda Bassett said the woman visited several stores and purchased big-ticket items.
We were notified that there was a female between the ages of 25 and 30. She's an Asian-American female with long black hair. She was seen going into different businesses and purchasing quite a large number of items. We're looking at about $10,000 or more.
Bassett asks listeners to view the surveillance photos on our website at newstalkkgvo.com and, of course, on our Facebook page to help identify the suspect.
It came to light on the 23rd of April, and she's seen in video, and we have some pretty good photos of her, so we're just asking the public if they have any information to please send it our way. If you'd like to remain anonymous, you can call Crime Stoppers, and we just really appreciate any information that you can offer.
Bassett said the woman purchased items at Simply Mac and White House Black Market in Southgate Mall, Best Buy, Target, and Walgreens, including Visa gift cards, 3 MacBook Pros, 2 iPads, and miscellaneous makeup items. The total loss, almost $10,200. Anyone with information about the suspect, again, you can see her photos on our website, has to contact the Missoula County Sheriff's Office, 258-4810, or Crime Stoppers, 721-4444. A 35-year-old Bozeman man has pleaded guilty to breaking into his former girlfriend's home in violation of a restraining order and shooting her to death as she tried to hide in her closet. Anthony Fagnano pleaded guilty yesterday to deliberate homicide, aggravated burglary, theft, and violating an order of protection. In the March 9th death of 37-year-old Darcy Buman, there is no plea agreement in the case. District Judge Holly Brown scheduled Fagnano's sentencing for June 23rd. Prosecutors say they plan to recommend a 160-year prison term. Charging documents say after the shooting, Fagiano texted family members and Buman's estranged husband to tell them he had killed her. Fagiano's sister talked him into surrendering to police. Missoula police have a man in custody, arrested shortly after store employees found him cutting tags off of clothing at a local store Monday night. Police Public Information Officer Travis Welsh has more.
On the 3000 block of Paxson Street, a male entered and was apprehended after he was observed attempting to cut tags off merchandise with some type of a bladed instrument, a knife or a box cutter. He was escorted into the office and at first seemed to cooperate. The implement that he was using to cut off the tags was placed on a desk or table nearby.
Things probably would have resolved without incident if the knife had simply stayed on the table, but things took a turn.
At one point he lunged for it and grabbed it, made a motion that was somewhat threatening towards the loss prevention employees, and then ran out of the business with loss prevention officers following behind at a safe distance. They called 911 on their cell phones, made contact, had police respond.
The suspect was taken into custody and charged with felony robbery. He was identified as 31-year-old John Skinner. Skinner appeared in Justice Court yesterday, was placed in jail on $20,000 bond. A man who was convicted of killing a Cascade County Sheriff's deputy in 2014 has pleaded guilty to federal drug trafficking and weapons charges. The Great Falls Tribune reports Adam Sanchez appeared in court yesterday for a change of plea hearing. He pleaded guilty to possession of methamphetamine with intent to distribute and possession of a firearm in furtherance of a drug trafficking crime. As part of Sanchez's plea deal, prosecutors have agreed not to prosecute Sanchez's mother, Susan, for any role she may have played in his crimes. Sanchez faces a maximum penalty of life in prison and a $10 million fine when he's sentenced July 28th. He's already serving a life sentence for the death of 33-year-old Deputy Joe Dunn during a high-speed chase. Dunn grew up in Missoula. Yesterday, a group of activists protested the University of Montana Foundation's investment portfolio, urging the foundation to divest from the top 200 fossil fuel companies. Calhoun Coal Montana spokesman Chuck Deneau described the protest as ironic.
Well, I think it's very ironic that we have students here who have their tuition subsidized by coal, protesting coal. I think they'd be a lot more believable and sincere if they were protesting the legislature, asking the legislature to stop sending all that coal money to the University of Montana.
Deneau claims that coal makes up a giant portion of Montana's tax base.
Coal is one of the largest tax revenue sources for the state of Montana. And so a portion of that gets divvied up to the university system. In total, it's about 1 in 10 of our tax dollars that the state of Montana collects is related to the coal industry. So it's a great deal of money.
Some U of M students and members of other coalition groups led a sit-in at Gilkey Hall. They argued that divestment from fossil fuels and reinvestment into other clean energy industries would be more economically and ethically wise. The FBI and the Rocky Boy police say 2 intruders broke into the Chippewa Cree Health Center pharmacy and stole several medications over the weekend. Misty Denny, a spokesperson for the Rocky Boy Health Board, told the Havre Daily News the break-in occurred early Saturday morning, and the thieves stole medications in both pill and liquid form, along with intravenous drugs meant to treat people with heart problems and other serious medical ailments. Surveillance cameras captured images of 2 people wearing masks in the building. The exercise began with an ambulance barreling into the rear of the Missoula College building with multiple car accident victims, sending dozens of health profession students into action to care for the, quote, patients, end quote, who were mannequins. Chair of Health Professions, Nick Arthur, said the drill was good exercise for the students to experience what would happen in an actual emergency room dealing with a multiple victim trauma.
This is an integrative exercise. We've got 5 health professions, clinical health professions on the campus, all of which do extremely well, but they have to work in an integrative fashion. So this is our first exercise of this nature to try and bring the disciplines together as they would be in the hospital. Arthur said the exercise was important for students to put their skills to work in an actual situation. This has gone quite well so far in terms of the atmospherics in the room. There's always that kind of crisis mode, but if you notice, it's not a panic mode. It's people doing what they're supposed to do in a very timely manner, and this is actually going very well so far. Missoula College extended thanks to Missoula Emergency Services and Norco Medical Supplies for contributing to the exercise. News Talk Time, 6:13.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Look for a mix of sun and clouds today with our high temperatures in the low 60s. Showers will be possible this afternoon, but they will be few and far between. Tonight, mostly cloudy, lows in the mid-30s. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for KECI 13.